What's up? Grand Prix right back at it. I wanted to do a blog about the Summer Madness 3 card. Smack released it now. It's been about, I don't know, about 3 or 4 days or whatever. And, there's been a lot of mixed reactions to the caliber of card. I would first like to admit I wasn't happy about the card. A lot of the people that I expected to be on the card weren't on the card. As everybody knows by now, there's no Reed Dollars, there's no Surf, there's no Khan, there's no Hitman, there's no Clips, there's no Being Magic, there's no DNA, there's no Disaster, there's no Hollow, there's no Lux, there's like the list goes on. So, um, it's definitely not the best card that could have been put together. However, Smack did release the blog in which he was saying that he was going for, a certain quality of battle. Um, this, I will say, this card is definitely a risk, and I do feel like it has the potential to be, battle wise, a huge card. We don't know, like, Daylight versus Wave can be crazy. JC and John the Don, and I'm gonna say this loosely, can be the next JC Chilla Jones battle as far as your back and forth thing. As far as Arsenal and K Shine, there aren't two more battlers that people could really bring up that's more aggressive, kind of with your in your face yelling. Like that's gonna be purely a shouting match. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to see Calico, see what he comes back with because before the Lux, it's crazy how people like hopped off his bandwagon because I mean going into after him beating Math, like Calico was like a fan favorite. Um, Big T back-to-back battles, which is good because one of the biggest complaints about Big T is that Big T doesn't battles like once a year, some shit like that. So to see him versus O Red was definitely a good matchup. There's more politics and things like that that go into it. I wouldn't be surprised if Smack announces some type of last minute battle. They say he is showing the Conceited versus Young Ill battle, which I guess is some type of supplement. I was looking forward to Young Ill actually coming back. There's no Averb on this card. So with that being said, I think that because there have been so many disappointing top tier battles, I do think that Smack is doing it, and Smack is going to prove a point as well to show that the brand can continue and will move forward with those who are supporting him and with those who understand. Now, one thing they talk about, I do want to get into numbers because I feel like enough people don't know as much as those who understand like good numbers know that there's a lot of money being made on these battles. People want to attack the battle rappers, but like let's be very clear about something. If you don't know anything about, for instance, let's use YouTube for example. If you don't know anything about YouTube actually has a partnering agreement. The partnering agreement, if I'm not mistaken, give me a second, I'm about to look it up. It will pay per view. Let me see. YouTube pay per view. And what happens is if you're a part of the YouTube partnering agreement, you get you get money per every view that the card makes. So, give you an example. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's currently it's a third of a cent per view. So let's take someone like a third of a cent to give you an idea of what that means is like take one of Smack's battles, like one of the ones like Hitman. You know what I'm saying? Hitman's good for like, let's say 1,000,000 views. You know what I'm saying? That 1,000,000 views is going to generate, see, on my calculator, the 1,000,000 views times 0.03, that's what the amount equals up to. I don't know if y'all can see it. That's the calculation. There's a whole nother 3 grand off that one battle. You know what I'm saying? And so what happens is you got all these views that are all on top of, you know, Smack charging $100 at, like, let's say last year's Summer Madness, that was 14,000 people there at $100 a piece. See that? It's 140 grand. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at, depending on what he got going on, and I know for promotions, depending on if he worked out something with the bar or whatever, that's a lot of fucking money. You know what I'm saying? So with the battlers, they're looking at a situation where, like, let's say a Lux, 3 million, he's at 3 million views at a third of a cent. That was a whole nother 10 grand on the back end that was generated from that battle. So what people don't realize is these battles, like, from a residual standpoint, will make Smack money the rest of his life, whoever owns that YouTube partnership channel. So with that being said, as some of these, you get a lot of these battlers who are promoters and stuff like that in their own cities, your Averbs, your people like that that are known for throwing their own parties. So they understand the numbers. And that's part of the reason why they're wanting to get paid, is because at the end of the day, you can say that the battlers should do it for the love. On the flip side, Smack's not letting the fans in for free. So if it's going to be for the love, it has to be free across the board. But if the battler does it for free, but Smack still charges, then there's just a whole lot more profit to be made. So I can completely understand where people are kind of wanting their fair share and things of that nature. I don't know. I guess we won't know until the battles are dropped. But there's definitely some potential for there to be some classics. You know, Big T O Red, Calico T-Rex, you know, Daylight Swave. I mean, again, overall, I'm still not necessarily impressed. It looks like it could have been a battle like this. Could have been, I don't know, not a main events, which, you know, with so far with the overall, how people are saying about the battles, obviously they haven't lived up to the hype. And that might be the reason why some of the cards now are reflecting that. But if that's the case, I feel like it was taken out on the wrong people, because you can't say Clips and B Magic was a bad battle. Clips and B Magic outside of Hollow and Surf was probably the best battle to come out of Gnome 3, yet neither one of them are on the card. Explain that. You know what I'm saying? DNA versus Chilla Jones was just an awkward matchup, but it wasn't the best matchup, and I think more so that was more Chilla Jones' fault than DNA's fault. I feel like DNA did his part. DNA showed up. DNA did the DNA thing. Chilla Jones just rapped way too fucking long, and that made the battle boring. Again, neither one of them on the card. You know what I'm saying? So, like, and you can't tell me B Magic is taxing yet. You can't tell me Chilla Jones is taxing yet. So how did you end up with Ill Will and Tay Rock, for instance? You know what I'm saying? Swave has earned his shot. He deserved to be on the card. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So there's just a lot of different ways to look at it. I can see where, you know, taking the risk on like a Reed Dollars or a math or whatever that costs might not have went the best. I feel like last year was a stretch, and the game has changed a lot. So Summer Madness 3, you know, a lot of the veterans didn't translate well to the big stage. Ness wasn't good. Iron Solomon wasn't good. So, you know what I'm saying? All these people that are legends. So we don't necessarily know if Reed Dollars would come back and actually be worth what it probably costs. You know, they're trying to, I mean, even with Mook, I mean, that Iron Solomon battle wasn't necessarily the best battle. I do feel like he should have took probably another battle this year, just because he needed to take a battle almost to make up for what he did, because that battle was trash. And it was probably more Iron Solomon's fault than Mook's, but it was what it was. Like, if Mook had put on that good of a performance, people would still at least watch his rounds and skip Iron Solomon's. Nobody watches that battle. So, I mean, I feel like, you know, we'll have faith in Smack and see what it is, and go from there. You know, overall, I do think that individually these are some good battles, but as an entire card, it does leave more to be desired. So that's what it is. That's my take. I don't want to ramble too long. Leave your comments, feedback, thoughts, and we'll go from there. Grand Prix. What's up?